Hello everybody, welcome back to another installment of Baldur's Gate 3. Today, what I believe we're doing is exploring the Arcane Tower, looking at the rest of the Underdark, maybe returning back to the surface, who knows. But yeah, without further ado, let's continue. There we go. Dusty Book. Let's see what this is about. The beginning of this book proudly declares it to be a play by Dame Enya, followed by an extensive introduction and 23 pages of notes on the text. Though the book itself seems barely touched, one stanza is encircled twice. There's a light in every living thing. It's crawling toward the surface to survive, and in its wake, it tramples everything, will kill the rest so that the one can thrive.
Seems
Okay.
like the owner was quite the literary type. Then through.
Ascend? I only saw descend. Ooh.
Looks like some kind of magical contraption. Now, to get it to work.
We have a... what is this? A treatise on the anti-magic properties of susser tree flowers. I think we already know this, but who cares? The anti-magic properties of susser tree flowers by L. Dehurst. For those who know about susser trees, their magical properties have always been a topic of debate, not only their ability to create an anti-magic aura, which is complete enough that even those unattuned to the weave can feel its effect, but also, and most interestingly to those living in the world above, the way its roots, bark, and flowers can be harnessed to make magic items. Rumor of such items are rare, but spread in settlements bordering the Underdark. Their existence, however, has never been confirmed by any of our clerics, nor by any other reputable scholar. I hypothesize that these items are no mere legends, and indeed, in this treatise, I will endeavor to explain how I myself created items that have anti-magic properties and that use the magical absorption of susser tree flowers as a power source. Lines have been drawn on the following pages, as if the author intended to fill them with writing, but the remainder of the thin book is blank. Interesting. Okay. Oh. New books. Okay. Let's read these ones. Sorry. Title of this one is The Annals of Baldur's Gate. Preface. Centuries ago, a young man sailed from the village of Grey Harbor. Where he went, what he saw, and the deeds he accomplished are simply legends today, but the wealth he returned with years later is a hard fact. Baldur made Grey Harbor rich. His gold-built docks funded businesses and raised strong walls to protect it all. One of the gates into this flourishing city was named in his honor, but so great was the wealth that flowed through it that the name of the gate became more famous than the village that started it all. The name Grey Harbor has been relegated to dusty history books and ancient maps, but Baldur's Gate, that name is on the lips of every traveler in Faerun. Okay, oral histories of Faerun, Gith, and Mind Flayers. Oh. This book comprises several chapters, one for each cited source. It claims to contain first-hand transcriptions of the oral histories of several storytellers throughout the realm. Chapter 4, Baldur the Swift, 700 years of age, Wood Elf storyteller hailing from the Wood of Sharp Teeth. It took me several 10 days of quiet habitation in the forest, or in the wood, before the venerable Baldur felt comfortable revealing his presence to me. The longer I stayed, demonstrating that I was no threat to his health and peace, the more open he was to gentle inquiry. This tale, relayed to me on a chilly morning as we stoked a small fire between us, was like none I had heard before or since. I asked if it were fiction, and he insisted empathetically that it was true to his own right eye. Long ago, before my eyes and ears, before your lonesome quill, dear scribe, there was an empire of people, or perhaps only belief, an empire of brain-eaters, soul-wasters. They called themselves Illithids, the Flayers of Mind. The children of Gith were bowed, bent in service to the Flayers, a passionate people, made to serve a cold belief. The Flayers were untouchable, their minds a great oppressor. No proud will or passion could break Gith's children free. Until at last a reckoning, its source unknown, its power unproven, but its events history-making. The cowed would not be cracked. Gith's children fought back valiantly. Their freedom theirs, the flayers bent, and broken till today. Oh. The fact that these are like books that I think are like, because you have to publish books and everything, I think of it on a logical side, like how long would it take? And then I think of these as being like years old. And in fact, they're recent. And I'm like, huh, that's interesting. Excavation of the enclave of Naloth. Elminster said Naloth was a wonder to behold when it floated in Faerûn's sky. He was surely right. This Netherese enclave was once a jewel in the Empire of Magic, with towers that pierced the heavens, and yet it fell, just as all Netherese enclaves did, crashing down when Karsus's folly ripped magic from the world. But even after it collapsed into the sea, its ruins still held a strange, twisted beauty. I traveled here from Halra when I heard the seas had retreated and the ruins of Naloth were visible once again. Alas, I was not the first. Looters had stripped the enclave of its material wealth, destroying much of its esoteric riches in the process. I found arcane books used to make campfires, their magic lost now to the ages. I've met some Shadowvar here whose interests align with mine, and we have agreed to search the ruins together. I'm grateful for these allies. The ruins were mostly filled with thick-skulled adventurers, but I cannot shake the feeling that someone is watching us, waiting to see what we uncover. Interesting. On Death and Resurrection. An excerpt from the ongoing metatext Rebound by Osefa Elgin, a scholar excommunicated from the Church of Denir for her heretical efforts to reconstruct the metatext, her god's annal of lost and hidden knowledge. Of what value is a life far too esoteric a topic to warrant any... Did I say that already? Yeah. To warrant any serious critical consideration between these pages, surely, or so it would seem at first glance. But once we push aside the mysticism and dewy-eyed sentiment so often clouding our assessment, it is clear that across all the spinning planes, each and every life does indeed have a quantifiable value. It is simply that not all are equally valuable. Consider, we already know that the destruction of our material form is not the end. If anything, our souls are more free after death, transcending planar barriers in search of a resting place that best befits our deeds, beliefs, and station in life. But even this assessment is subject to market forces. Lord Kelemvor weighed our souls against how thoroughly we have given them over to other gods, empowering them in turn. And there is, of course, an alternative route. Not the end of the path, but a chance to retreat it. Clerics across the realms wield the power to return life to any soul deemed worthy or willing enough. It is strange, then, that these so frequently intersect with those deemed wealthy enough, for the components for such a spell are beyond the means of most mortals. I've interviewed those who have made such a return, and in truth I found them to be of the most dull and unimaginative sort that I could not possibly imagine what it is they were so eager to return to. If a true assessment of the journey is to be made, then there is simply no replacement for embarking upon it oneself. Perhaps one day this great volume of learning will make me worthy enough to walk that path, and wealthy enough to return. Interesting. Oh, even more books. Cool. Okay, so first off, we have Fringe Philosophy, Volume 5. The publisher's note claims that this volume promotes magical theory too radical for the mainstream. This excerpt is attributed to High Artificer Thara Bryn of Baldur's Gate. I suppose they seek to silence me, believing that an artificer of the High House would not stoop to publish in any volume outside of the great Gondian journals they so diligently guard. But they forget that I am not so grand. Before I lent my name and my knowledge to the High House of Wonders and all the marvels therein, I was naught but a lazy farm girl who liked to look up. And that was how I first saw them, the slow and serene earth motes, entire mountains migrating through the sky above. It was later I learned of their origins, of the ancient Netherese empire that fashioned them, of the residual magic so potent it sustained them still. The wizards of Netheril carved marvels out of the mundane, lift the earth aloft for industry, for sport. It was later still, after I earned my place at the High House, that I learned of the long shadow Netheril cast along the evolution of our craft. That their great flying cities fell in folly and flames does not diminish the wonders they wrought, and this stubborn aversion to study them, to learning what they learned, is the very antithesis of Gon's teachings. Yes, many of the catastrophes inflicted upon the centuries were fruit born of meddling with Netherese seed. Yes, their last shining bastion fell into shadow, the lores twisted to Shar's dark and destructive designs. And yes, I say again, whether the High House will sanction it or no, to study the very flame of creation is worth it, even should the fires consume us. Okay, and notes from a soothsayer. Each chapter of this book details a unique case study in the soothsayer Geraldine Haverlow's illustrious career. Its 23rd chapter is conspicuously dog-eared, whatever that means. Chapter 23, The Frightened Noble and the Ochre Omen. Ochre Omen? I don't know. Hereunder I have transcribed a conversation between myself and a young nobleman of my lifetime-long acquaintance. Typically he came to me for guidance in matters of love and fortune, but his visit to me on one particular occasion stands out particularly in my mind. Himself. Madam, please, what I say to you is true.
Perhaps you'd be so kind to repeat it for the record.
The fellow I met was ochre of skin, with ears like an elf and nose of a half-rotted corpse, marking like those on a fawn's hide decorated his skin. A goblin?
I see. And what did he say as he approached you in the, what was it, misted glen upon your lands?
The fellow, the creature, the man came to me slowly. A blade in his right hand. I was transfixed, as though stricken stiff by some magic. He held the sword below my chin and asked me something I could not understand. I see it now, the blade, silver as a moon in the lake, beneath my chin.
Calm yourself, sir. You are quite safe. You say you could not understand what the fellow said?
At first, no. At first I knew not what tongue he spoke, but he seemed to glean my confusion and tried common instead. He said, "Tell me now, which plane is this?"
It was then I lost grasp with the ghost and fainted directly to the ground. And then,
when I woke, I know not how much later, he was gone, and I flew to you.
I understand, child. Be not afraid, for you have been visited by a most auspicious omen. Your crops will yield twice their wealth this year.
Truly, but who was he?
He was a figment of your inner daemon, a messenger from your deepest intuition, and he came to inform you of your impending luck.
And I tell you, it was so. That's creepy. Okay, so now we have Dehurst's diary. Crisp cursive fills the pages of the diary, detailing the daily struggle of a cleric of Mystra studying the magical properties of the Underdark. The last entry dates back about 10 years. To Alturiac, 1481 DR. Who would have thought 3 years ago that I would have start a diary, not a research journal, but a real diary? I guess when every soul is more like to kill you than converse with you, talking to a book starts making sense. And who would have thought 3 years ago that I would have been called back to Baldur's Gate to confer with the other clerics of Mystra, right at the apex of my studies? I have all the pieces, but I have barely started my treatise. No matter, I will take my ring with me to show them a glimpse of the possibilities. I will leave you, my dear book, here, together with the rest of my research, waiting to be finished. I should be back before the next chess. LDH. Well, Hurst is the last name. First name I kind of forgot, I'm not gonna lie. But, if I even know it. Oh, that's a new book. The Illustrated Adventures of... What was it, Baldurin? Of Baldurin. This book is packed full of tales of adventure. The monsters are ferocious, the men are muscled, the women are buxom, and the clothing is easily torn. Something is cleft in twain on every other page, although you do find a passage that's a little less bloody. The woman's eyes were dusky, filled with mystery and promise. Baldurin was intrigued. Anything, he asked? Anything, she said. Just name it, and it can be yours. And what do you want in return? Oh, just a small thing, she smiled. Baldurin laughed. Nothing about him was small. Oh my god.
I got a big fat ass.
Come here, pussy. Come on. Get the fuck out of my goddamn dog.
I can't do this. I want your soul, Baldurin, she sighed. Give me your spirit, and whatever you desire shall be yours. Baldurin considered this for a moment. Very well, I want a turnip. She hesitated. Your soul in exchange for a turnip? A very nice turnip, nodded Baldurin. Very well. Dark smoke swirled around the woman, whose skin was turning red. Then you shall... In the next couple of pages have been torn out. When the story resumes, the woman, now fully revealed as a devil, is kneeling at Baldurin's feet. Curse you, Baldurin, I am bound to you, yours to call upon when you need me, and your soul is your own once more. Let that be a lesson to you, laughed Baldurin. Never underestimate the power of a turnip. Oh. Let's do that. Close that, and combine. Ooh. Where is everyone? Oh, there they are. Oh, this entire thing is powered from that one flower? Okay. Oh, I hope that didn't do anything bad. It goes up. Okay, this place is freaking cool. I'm not gonna lie. I like it. It's pretty. And I like that they chose the light blue for this. Because the color truly does match pretty well. Alright. Oh wait, actually, can we go through the fake entrance again? And then just watch the characters just... Wait, what?
Start.
The cameras. Dead ass.
Oh, is this it for the... Wait, what? What? I'm sorry, I'm very confused. How did we get here?
Excuse me, what the actual fuck are you doing in my house?
Let's check on this book really quick. Magic of the Weave and Introduction. If you try to understand the Weave, a true pity, for though only they who are truly attuned to the Weave can rightly call themselves spellcasters. Thus comes the question, what is the Weave? It is an essential element of the universe. It runs through everything in unseen threads. It is what makes magic possible. It is also, though I will not go into further detail here, the goddess Mystra herself. See Magic of the Weave, Mystra, and the Spell Plague. The Weave isn't magic, precisely. Rather, it is the raw material from which magic is woven, not entirely unlike how a collection of threads is shapen and formed into a garment. Those with the necessary talent and skill can manipulate the Weave and perform magic by casting spells. Developing this skill takes years of learning and constant practice. You might have heard of those who can cast spells because they are born with an innate connection to the Weave, commonly called sorcerers, or worse, because they struck a bargain with an otherworldly creature, also known as warlocks. Do not be deceived, their magic is unpredictable, uncontrolled, and in some cases not even rightfully theirs. No, to truly know and manipulate the Weave is an art, but those wizards who master it will know the limitless power and beauty the Weave provides. Interesting, okay. Nope. Pick up. This is a threadbare book. This threadbare book looks like it once contained a play, but most of it has been lost to time, vermin, and an unfortunate ink spill. Only 2 full sentences are distinguishable. How can I trust? How will I ever know? How can I show myself the darkest me? Is that foreshadowing? Bruh. New books. Let's read these. So we have The True and Impossible Adventures of Tenebrux Morrow, Volume 2. An excerpt from The True and Impossible Adventures of Tenebrux Morrow, a pulp serial following the real-life exploits of an interplanar ship's captain. The real Captain Morrow is known never to have left her native Waterdeep, and emerges from her rooms at the yawning portal only to exchange scrawled manuscripts for fresh meals and ink. And thus, in the light of the Feywild's never-ending sun, we passed into the land of the Eladrin. My astute resolution to sail around their forest was betrayed. It seems to me that the river itself conspired to change course, bringing the new bride into the course of the trees that I might see those dancing figures up close. The form of the Eladrin, with which I am now intimately familiar, is that of elves as seen in a fever dream. Slender as wands and with hair of every changeable hue, their moods might mirror that fey wilderness from which they spring. One moment gentle as a still pond, the next inexorable and deadly as a falling mountain. The latter I experienced only after spending many agreeable hours, or perhaps seasons among them. A halfling woman employed among my crew as a smith dared to raise her voice in song above that of our host. The depth of the insult became clear as the forest fell into silence, and it was only quick thinking on my part that delivered a compromise. When we left, it was without our smith, and the only sound was the solitary ring of her hammer as she endeavored to forge a blade that would sing for the Eladrin more sweetly than she. It has been some centuries since. I hope she has succeeded by now. Oh, so they're bipolar. Okay, cool. It's True Soul. Oh my god. Soul Coins, a treatise. I really hope I don't get canceled for that. I'm not a psychologist. A very broad basic analysis. Anyways. Academic disclosure. This research was funded independently and conducted at a site in Avernus, the first plane of the Nine Hells. Candlekeep does not encourage or promote the entrapment of mortal souls. Soul coins as a concept are one of merciless simplicity. The sum of personal and magical essence, the soul, is bound into a minted piece of infernal iron and used as currency by devils and their cohort. Oh, okay. Infernal iron is where they're closed into. They are frequently traded, for their value can purchase mercenaries, magical items, and even fuel the strange engines in the hells. However, there is a fascinating culture surrounding soul coins as well. I spoke to a devil who admitted she has one coin that she will never sell, for it was the bargain that got her promoted out of Lemire status. She connected me to a half-elf warlock who had promised his soul to a coin after death. I was able to look at his contract, which is reproduced below. The next 50 pages appear to be a painstakingly written legal document in Infernal with a headache-inducing number of footnotes. Oh, that's painful. To the Grey. From Barakir we made our stand, meant to rule but led astray. By wicked tentacle and wicked hand, this world belongs to the Grey. Orindol stole all we had, yet taught the weapons by which to slay. Forge your minds to ironclad, this world belongs to the Grey. To the exile freed us with his command to conquer what was taken away, crush every monument into finest sand, this world belongs to the Grey. Tread your heart for steel intent, for with whip and mind we flay. Let them all hear of our descent, the world is nothing but Grey. Okay, obviously I feel like this is talking about mind flayers. I mean, from first, where was it? It was the tentacle that kind of like, you know, meant to rule but led astray, wicked tentacle and wicked hand, reminded me of the Illithid. And then forge your minds to ironclad. Iron is silver. Silver meaning those people. I don't know. I'm reading way into this. Anyways. Okay. We already have this.
Such a strange disc. Are these Githyanki markings? Lae'zel might know.
Engraved Githyanki disc. Read.
The disc is formed from slate and engraved with Githyanki writing. You examine them closely, but can't make much sense of them. Without a cipher or primer to aid you, the disc's message could be near impossible to discern.
Let's investigate the secret pattern in the writing. That's not gonna make it. It's okay. What if we just
No matter how hard you try, you can't make any sense of the symbols. You should take the disc to Lae'zel. She might know more about it. Without a cipher or primer to aid you, the disc's message could be near impossible to discern.
Let's seek a pattern in the writing. Boom, baby. Okay.
In your mind's eye, the symbols trade places with each other until a clear pattern forms. And from that pattern, a story emerges. The Prince of the Comet, Part 1. So it was that we were free from Gake shackles and turned our blades on each other. The heavens were shattered, and one great empire was divided in two. Gith traveled to the Hells to broker help for her people, her cause. Vlaakith would have you believe Mother Gith proclaimed her our queen. Lies. Gith made no such proclamation. Vlaakith seized the empire against the mother's wishes, but Gith had nurtured a son, Orpheus, Prince of the Comet, the true heir. He knew Vlaakith's treachery. Orpheus rallied Gith's honor guard and declared the throne for himself. The War of the Comet had begun. It's an intriguing tale, and a forbidden one, given how expertly it was encoded.
Why is this?
Lae'zel will surely want to know of this.
Why is this in the Wizard Tower? Weird. Okay, let's continue looking at books. Okay. Amap's memoirs. My life has begun a long succession of pleasures: to see my town take to my ideas and seize legal discrimination of local orcs, to see my fights against horrid living conditions in city factories take off, to have the chance to see a new generation take to these ideas of a better, kinder, fairer, intelligent world and run with it to new reaches of the continent. It was not a life without struggle, however, and I shall regret its failures. My old friend Swelto comes to mind, who adopted such cruel ideologies later in life. I will forever console myself in the idea that such a brilliant mind would only conceive such theories under the strain of exile and the promise of reinstatement as she ultimately was. I see. Unfortunate. A skull? Bro, what? The road to... Okay, hold on. The road to darkness. An epic tragedy about power, corruption, and loneliness. Prologue. A lonely road. Thunder and lightning. Enter Soreth. Soreth. I don't know if I'll do... Okay, I'll just... Yeah. Okay, I can't tell their gender. I'm gonna guess Soreth is a dude and Rizia is a girl. I'm gonna guess. New sounds through damp and dark oppression break. Is it the foe, that foul, contemptuous heel? Or art thou friend, a rescue from my lonely wake? Come out of love for me, not love for blood and steel. Enter Rizia. How would I know, Soreth? It has been so long. What do I know of you? And you of me? Wait, Do you hear that sound? Enter Amphius. I'm gonna guess he's a guy. Amphius. What's this? Those figures so familiar both, but still you seem so strange. It's Amphius.
Dear Amphius, what happened to your face? It's pale as death.
Your eyes are black as char. And you, I saw your teeth. They're sharp as blades. And what is with this road, so slick with blood? What happened here? What happened to us all? Exeunt. End prologue. Act 1, 10 years prior. The rest of the play tells the tale of 3 elven friends, their path to power, and how corrupted, mad, and lonely they killed each other. Okay, Shakespeare. Oh, Shakespearean tragedy. If that isn't a message to us all, I don't know what is. Handwritten letter. Dearest Lenore, I'm not sure I should say this, but your last letter really worried me. Why in all hells would you tame a bullet? Just because you found it near... Didn't we kill a bullet earlier? Anyways, just because you found it near Myrna's grave does not mean that that's a sign. I'm really worried about you, Lenore. A bullet is not a pet. Using it as a guardian is one thing, but you sound quite taken by it. I know you did not want to come back before you finish your research, but if you are feeling lonely, you know my door is always open. Lots of love and hugs, Amaranth. P.S. It really warms my heart to hear that you put the autumn crocus flowers on Myrna's grave. I remember she liked to roll around in them, even though she always sneezed after. She was such a soft, loyal dog. I wish there was more I could do. We never killed the bullet, did we? Wait. It's like somewhere over here. I think we just knocked it unconscious. I think we knocked it unconscious. I don't think it's dead. Although I don't see it anymore, but I think it's alive. So, I think we did good.
Cursed to put my hands on everything.
Oh. An engraved disc of Githyanki origin containing a complex cipher that can decrypt ancient Gith dialect. A useful discovery if one should encounter such archaic writings. I'll pick that up. I mean, we already kind of, like, discerned what it was, but torn out paper. The writings on this torn-out strip of paper, shaky and blotted with tears, making it barely legible. The silence stretches on. I'm all alone. Please, can I hold your hands just for a while?
Strange place for a button. Especially one that doesn't work.
Odd.
New sounds to dampen like a pressure break. Is it the foe? That foul, contemptuous heel?
Long hours spent studying at your college come back to you. This is the opening stanza of an old play, The Roads to Darkness.
Oh, art thou, friend, a rescue from my lonely wake?
Come out of love for me, not love for blood and steel.
The book that we read.
Come on as if you feel, my lord, my liege.
How can I trust? How will I ever know? How can I show myself my darkest me? Or... Ooh, there's like 3 quotes I could do. I'm gonna do the first one. An automaton named Bernard rewarded us with a precious ring. Can I talk with him again?
Come on as if you feel, my lord, my liege.
There is a light in every living being. It's crawling toward the surface to survive.
And in its wake, it tramples everything. We'll kill the rest, so that the one can thrive.
Why did it... Huh? Sorry, I didn't want to start a fight with every guard in this castle. Huh? Like, I thought we had like a cute little moment, you know? And then you just sort of like threw that all away and just decided to fucking punch me, or I guess slash me. It's okay. Ah, it's okay.
Command as you see fit, my lord, my liege.
The silence stretches on. I'm all alone. Please, can I hold your hands for just a while?
Of course, my love. Don't be afraid, sweet girl. What can I do? Would you like a hug?
Yes, please.
Come here for just a moment.
Oh, he's so cute!
Yeah.
Oh my god,
His
wait.
arms are too tight and too low for a comfortable hug, as if he's meant to be embracing someone slightly shorter.
I don't care, he's so cute.
You are lovely all so much. You're doing great. And everyone will be so proud of you. As I already am.
Oh no. Oh, wait.
Command as you see fit, my lord, my liege.
Okay, we're not doing this. What is this place?
An unbeknownst command that I cannot fulfill.
Who are you?
An unbeknownst command that I cannot fulfill.
Okay, let's read the parchment. The paper is torn and patched in many places as if it was well used but treasured. On it is a small poem without a name. These empty sheets are all that's left of you, the last of all the thoughtless gifts you gave. I will hold on to them. It's all I can do. I can't throw them away. I've never been that brave. This might be all I can explore for now. Oh. Oh. What is this? What is that? Oh, that might be the area where, that Underdark, like, upstairs area took us? No, wait, what is this? I have no idea. Talk with the Sovereign Spa.
Very well.
Sovereign Spa, sorry. I forgot everything here is... Oh, yeah, we can't loot any of these guys. God damn it.
It greets you with a harrowing elegy, cheerless as the new moon.
The Dwegar are slain, the rot has been purged.
The music shifts, still melancholic, but now streaked with hope.
Do you hear? A new harmony. Serenity. I name you Peace Bringer.
Thank you.
Fragrant spores waft through the air. Your heart swells with bliss with your every breath.
Freely you have given to us. Freely you may take.
Ooh, okay.
The Guardian Gate is open. Go and claim your reward. But before this, I have another boon to ask of you.
Oh.
You have cut out the Dwegar blight, but not its source.
In your mind's eye, Spore shows you a drow striding among Myconid dead.
Near. This one is called. He hunted us. Hunt him in turn. Bring me his head, and I will know my circle is safe.
I'm gonna say consider it done, because I don't think Nier is a good person, and to make everyone feel safe, we have to take certain liberties.
The drow lurks in the ruins beyond the lake. Bring him death, and return.
What? What is a flump mating ritual? I didn't want to use
The
that.
cover proudly announces this book to be Flumph Mating Rituals.
investigation first? Please? And let's add guidance, because yeah. There's a reason we saved. It's because of that +1 check that we did not need.
The cover proudly announces this book to be Flumph Mating Rituals.
Let's do investigation, examine the book closely. And guidance. We made that somehow. Okay, cool.
The scrutiny proves too much. The lurid text melts away before your eyes. An illusion. What remains are simple instructions written in a spare hand. The secret to forging adamantine.
Huh? That sounds pretty interesting. I wonder what that nature check was, though.
The cover proudly announces this book to be
Browse the contents.
mad supposition, questionable diagrams, and many gleeful references to tentacles. Not an overly academic text.
Let's do nature, because I want to see what it's like, you know. Ooh. This is going to be difficult. Nice.
Underdark fauna is a topic much written on, but this title has never appeared in any collection you've seen. The scrutiny proves too much. The lurid text melts away before your
same.
eyes.
Okay.
An illusion.
Anything
What
different?
remains are simple instructions written.
Okay, let's actually read the paper. The pages, apparently copied from a master tome, describe the construction and use of a grand forge in the Underdark. Among the Sharans dwelled the gnome Siluavyali, whose talents for wizardry were known from Candlekeep to Sorcerer. Under his tutelage, the Sharans built the great forge, which could heat mithril with such vigor as to turn it to adamantine. With this astonishing metal, they could mold the finest blades and armor. Yet the jewel of Yali's eye was not the forge itself, but the protector he conjured from the magma to guard it, a construct said to be so mighty that no blade could fell it, and no spell could pierce it. Instructions for operating the great forge are listed underneath. Ingredients: raw mithril ore in a proper mold. Place the ore and mold into their respective chambers, pull the lever to lower the hammer and prepare the ore for smelting. Open the valve to allow lava into the crucible and drop the hammer again to forge the product.
An adamantine forge. Imagine the blades Gith artisans might craft with such a device.
If we can use those ones, why can't we use this one? Memory shard.
A dull crystal glowing only faintly.
Ooh. We should save this. Just in case. Focus on the glow, maybe?
You feel your consciousness stretch, reach out, and recoil as if at a bare-handed slap. Yours is not the mind it was expecting.
I'm still gonna open it, dude.
A dull crystal glowing only faintly.
Try to determine its function. Ooh, there's a disadvantage? I know what disadvantage is. I've had that before. Situational, and I'm dazed. Why am I dazed? Add bonus, guidance. Yeah, why am I freaking dazed? I don't know if double... Ooh. Oh. Oh. Ooh. See, I was like, we can succeed the 8, but then there was the 1. And you can't succeed a one roll check, so...
A dull crystal glowing only faintly.
Let's determine its function. I'm not dazed anymore? Okay, cool. Thanks, I guess. Damn.
You heard its like described before. A memory shard used to store brief mental impressions from the user's mind.
Okay. Gently probe the thoughts within. Okay.
The crystal's glow swells, drawing you into its depths. You are transported somewhere deep, loud, and hot as the hells themselves. Within the Underdark's bowels, beyond an ancient stronghold, hovers a giant hammer, waiting to fall. An echoing clang, and you're back to yourself, left only with a firm sense of a place, a grand forge.
Forge. The enchanted journal spoke of it as well. Curious.
Let's go talk to these guys. Blurg and
I should speak up.
Omelum.
I greet you, child of the sun. How has your search for the mushrooms fared?
I mean, I can say this one, but let's start with these ones. You've certainly got a lot more individual ambition than your kin. Why is that?
I was born with a propensity for arcane magic my people despise. It gave me the strength to resist the Elder Brain. Every waking hour I pushed back against its dire hold. My wizardry empowered me.
Oh.
The moment its control shattered, I fled. Before the colony discovered I had defected.
Wow, okay. So the tales of slavering, brain-lusting mind flayers exaggerated?
In the beginning, I had an arrangement with a lich. Excellent company, despite what one would expect.
Okay.
I required brains, he required souls. A perfect symbiosis. But our ambitions eventually splintered. I wished to better the world, and he preferred its rot. So I left his company. And thus I now feed from those who act against the society's goals.
Okay. Best way to deal with that sort of hunger, I suppose.
Perhaps the peoples of the Underdark will be less inclined to violence if they comprehend the cost, yes?
I found those mushrooms you were looking for.
These are fine specimens. It will only take me a moment to brew them to proper potency.
Omeluum turns away to prepare the potion,
Ooh.
lost in its own musings.
I got a Steam achievement. Role
You
player.
must drink the entire draft. I can make no promises as to its taste.
I'll drink the potion. Or can I say what exactly is this going to do to me? I'm going to save up this because we got a decent bit of dialogue in. What exactly is this going to do to me?
It will lower the psionic defenses around the lava. If I cannot remove it, I may still be able to tell you more about its origin.
Lore? Okay.
Omeluum watches you with cautious intensity. It expects doubt. It expects fear.
Well, I mean, let's do this.
The potion is disgusting beyond description. The only mercy is that it goes down quickly.
Not a drop left. Very good. As the potion influences your mind, you may find yourself acting irrationally. Try and stay focused.
The world loses its edges, its finer boundaries. You are fluid, but trapped like a creature suspended in amber.
Oh. Oh, I don't know which one to do. I don't know which one to do. Let's try both of them. Let's try both of them. Let's try both of them. I want to see if it's the same dialogue or not. So,
Dark holes bite at the edges of your vision, but the void cannot draw you in. The tadpole spasms, seizes. It's fighting the potion even harder than you are. Fear pierces your mind like knives of ice. The parasite digs deeper, as if it means to hollow out your skull.
oh,
The world loses its edges, its finer boundaries. You
let's do this
are
one.
Fluid, but trapped.
Okay.
Like a creature suspended in amber. A few sparks and colors dance around Omeluum, but you stay steady and staring ahead. The tadpole spasms, seizes. Fear pierces your mind like knives of ice. The parasite digs deeper, as if it means to hollow out your skull.
Wall off your mind from the psionic seizure. I wonder if these are all, like... Let's see through this.
The cold blades lose their edge. You are stalwart, turning that tide of fear against itself. The parasite swells with power. More power than you have ever felt before. It surges and twists, lashing out against that which would dare to intrude. The parasite in your mind quiets, pleased with itself.
Omeluum, are you well?
That lava is like nothing I have ever observed before. Its power is unsettling.
Let's do resist the panic from within.
The cold blades lose their edge. You are stalwart, turning that tide of fear against itself. The parasite swell. The parasite
That lava is like nothing I have ever...
pierces your mind like knives of ice. The parasite digs deeper, as if it means to hollow out your skull.
Drown out the tadpole by focusing on a tune.
The cold blade, the parasite.
Omeluum,
That lava is like nothing I have ever observed before. Its power is unsettling.
Okay, let's save right here. I want to see what these dialogue options have.
You have my deepest apologies.
Yeah.
The lava did not care for my intentions.
Let's see. I'm not gonna blame him. I'm gonna say I felt it grow inside me. There's more power than ever.
Such an outcome was not in my calculations. There is more to this being than mere stasis.
So... So I went through all this and the tadpole still lodged in my brain. I don't want to say... this one would be positive, but like, let's just go through this one because usually the first option is the most positive one, even though I think the third one is better.
Indeed. Although I may have another solution, albeit a temporary one.
Oh.
I possess a ring of mind shielding. It prevents elder brains from noticing my presence. It will not remove the lava, but it will limit its influence, both positive and negative. I would offer it as a gift, but in truth, the ring is priceless. Is there anything you could offer me in turn?
Why didn't you mention the ring before the poison debacle? Oh, there's a lot. Why didn't you mention the ring before this potion debacle?
Because removal seemed preferable to negation. And I must admit, I was curious to study the tadpole myself.
Let's see. Bard performance. This one is more towards our gameplay, I think. I want to perform the tale of your adventures so far, the Ballad of Brains, Brine Pools, and Baldur Dash. Let's add a bonus, you know? Yeah, I think all of these, 14 to 22, is going to make this a lot better. With advantage. Cool. Oh, it doesn't add any of the modifiers? That would have been so funny. Anyways.
As Omelon watches your performance, something stirs in his mind, unusual for an illithid. Joy.
Oh.
Here, it is yours.
Bet up.
May it serve you as well as it has served me.
That thing better work. If it doesn't, I doubt you'll be in any position to complain.
Of course, the lava remains. Be ever vigilant of its growth.
Okay.
Have you spoken with Skris lately?
Is there any other dialogue?
I greet you, son child.
Leave. Okay. Blurg.
Welcome back. Have you made any new discoveries?
I've never seen a hobgoblin like you before. That's something I did want to do originally.
The feeling is mutual, friend. I have only passing familiarity with the surface races. But I found that there is as much to learn from an individual as there is from a community. So it is with the Myconids. They live in harmonious unity, but each has a unique personality.
Really? Research in the Underdark sounds like a dangerous prospect.
Yes, but it has abundant natural resources. Spores, water orbs, Trillimac. I've studied them for years.
I love you, Blurg. Oh.
There is rare magic in the Underdark too. Fair's res. It radiates from the earth, warping, teleportation, and divination magic.
What have your studies uncovered?
This is not a wasteland. It is a glorious ecosystem. Every civilization here could thrive without conflict.
Okay. Were you here when the Dwagar attacked?
I observed the fight from a distance. Combat is not my field of expertise, but the Myconids handled themselves well enough.
Okay. Okay, let's talk
I have
to him.
something to ask.
Peacebringer, be at home.
I like that he's calling me Peacebringer. I have slain the creature called Glut. It was scheming to, or Glute. It was scheming to slaughter your circle.
You are one with Spore. Your throat tightens, then relaxes. The air is serene, your mind untroubled.
The songs we sing now carry your spirit. I first named you Peacebringer. I now name you Kin Spirit.
Okay. Thank you. Let's talk with our girls over here.
Speak.
You look so much better like that. Ask Lae'zel about the disc from the Underdark.
The disc appears in your mind's eye. Lae'zel sees it too, and considers the vision.
Tirsu markings. Ancient. I recognize them, but I can't make sense. No. Wait. The texts are enciphered, but I've solved the pattern. It's a story. About Orpheus.
Your head buzzes in concert with Lae'zel's, but it hardly matters. Even without the connection, you'd recognize her discomfort.
Okay, I've read this one already. What do you make of it?
Drivel, all of it. Gith declared Vlaakith queen of the Empire, and her own son defied her. Orpheus would have ceded control to the Geich.
And if it's true, it sounds like Blackith betrayed Gith and seized the throne.
She did nothing of the sort. Thank your good fortunes I'm a tolerant woman, or I'd have sliced off a few toes for suggesting it.
Recognize her discomfort.
Who's Orpheus?
A traitor. A dead one. This text is heresy. I can hardly bear to read it, let alone speak it.
I understand, keep to yourself.
It is for the best.
Sit with Lae'zel's. But it
Tersu,
hardly
he said.
matters.
What does that mean?
Even without
Githyanki writing. Every word a wheel, every letter a spoke. The most powerful texts are engraved in slate. Some so ancient, only the most erudite Gish can read them.
Okay, you look uneasy. Are you alright?
I am fine. The slate is not. This text is heresy. I can hardly bear to read it, let alone speak it.
You'll bear it just fine, just tell me what it says.
Very well. I will read it to you. The Prince of the Comet, Part 1. So it was that we were free from Geich shackles and turned our blades on each other. The heavens were shattered, and one great empire was divided in two. Gith traveled to the Hells to broker help for her people, her cause. Vlaakith would have you believe Mother Gith proclaimed her our queen. Lies. Gith made no such proclamation. Vlaakith seized the Empire against the Mother's wishes. But Gith had nurtured a son, Orpheus, Prince of the Comet, the true heir. He knew Vlaakith's treachery. Orpheus rallied Gith's honor guard and declared the throne for himself. The War of the Comet had begun. Disregard this drivel. Gith declared Vlaakith queen of the Empire, and her own son defied her. Orpheus would have ceded control to the Geich.
Why are you so worked up? It's only a story.
A ludicrous one at that. Vlaakith seized the Empire from my people's very mother. The Queen would take even a child's head for so much as whispering this rubbish. Orpheus would have ceded control to the Geich. And so it is. A fabrication. A clever one, too, to masquerade as an ancient history. How many such stories could there be? And how many minds have been warped by them?
Let's talk with Shadowheart.
Well, my day just improved. Did you want something?
You should eat the novel stalk, Shadowheart. Perhaps it could restore your memories?
I can't. My memories are being withheld for a reason. Lady Shah will return them to me when the time is right, no sooner. Besides, mushrooms aren't my favorite. I think it's because of the gills.
Persuasion. They're your memories. You don't have to ask permission to know who you are. Oh, Shadowheart, I really hope you won't hate me for this.
All right, give it here.
Okay, is it... Are you alright?
I think so. I remember something. Not everything. It's new and not new at the same time. All jumbled up. I was younger. Much younger. An initiate at the cloister. I was upset about something. The others were teasing me, mocking my name. Like I wasn't worthy of it. There was another. A tiefling boy with short horns and purple hair. I think he was my friend. He tried to make me feel better. Renald. That's the last part of it I remember. That must be his name.
I recognize that name. Why?
Perhaps he's still there in Baldur's Gate.
Maybe one of the texts I've read? Oh.
Why? You know, I've been catching myself smiling more lately.
New intro.
I think that's your fault.
Let's try some of these.
Very serious of you. But go ahead.
How are you faring?
Always good when I'm with you. Fine. What's on your mind?
Let's see.
Quite splendidly, to give credit where it's due. You and I have shared some good times together, and it seems we have plenty in common.
Okay. Okay, good. Carly, do you have anything?
Copper for your thoughts.
Okay, what about you again?
Speak.
Ask Lae'zel about the... Oh, I can do that again.
Once again, your mind opens to Lae'zel, and she considers the disc.
More writings on Orpheus, the so-called Prince of the Comet.
Go on, then let's hear it.
The Prince of the Comet, Part 1. So it was that we were free from Geich shackles and turned our blades on each other. That Gith traveled to the Hells, but Orpheus disregard.
Okay. Weird. I don't know. I think that's all that we have to do up here.
How can I help?
I think I have a magical artifact you'll be interested in.
Your enterprising approach to my problem is most encouraging. But it is a delicate process to keep my condition stable. I do not yet need to consume an item, but keep it close by. It will not be too much longer.
Yeah, I think we did a lot. We covered everything in the Underdark that we could, I think, to my understanding. We covered the entire Arcane Tower. All we have left is the boat. So, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, good. We'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye!